Hello folks, welcome back. I'm hoping you're doing well wherever you are. And now this is Dota Politica, and here we decode power and we dissect Kenya. Now I've been talking about this in this podcast, that the president is now really campaigning and is preparing for a tough contest in 2027. Because anamejua ground ni kubaya, and actually is forcing the two-term slogan to ring in Asla's mind. Remember, prior to last elections, what happened? Ruto really convinced the Aslas to a point whereby they believed in him, and Asla's slogan was actually everywhere. This time round, do you think atatoboa? Because today in Statehouse, he was having this SHA meeting, okay, whereby anaongelea mambo ya SHA na kila kitu, and of course we all know that this is just a campaign mode. Sikiza.
Teni sana. Kwanza nataka nichukue nafasi hii niwakaribishe nyinyi nyote katika makao haya ya Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Karibuni sana. Najua kwamba mmechukua muda wenu, muda wa maana sana, na mkakubali mwaliko wangu tuweze kufika hapa siku ya leo, kwa sababu tuko na jambo la kihistoria ambayo inatendeka leo katika taifa letu la Kenya. Kwanza mimi nataka niseme karibuni sana. Najua wengi wenu ni mara ya kwanza kufika hapa Statehouse. Na mko na ruhusa ya kukuja hapa kwa sababu makao haya ni makao ya wananchi wa taifa letu la Kenya.
Yes, so umesikia mwenyewe. It's just talking about how how SHA is working na kila kitu, and is actually telling off the critics. Yeah, and insiders has it that the president is just campaigning, preparing to brainwash Kenyans before the 2027 contest. And he knows that Gachagua amechukua ground, and Gachagua's slogan ya Wantam imeoccupy all corners of the country. Now he's trying to counter this, yeah, because ukisikia speech yake vizuri, say patengine. Yes, anasema kwamba is the only president who has allowed, ordinary people to come to Statehouse. No, even anasema. And he's been saying this every time, that is the only person who has allowed ordinary citizens to access the Statehouse.
Wanalalamika ya kwamba nimeyafungua makao haya yakawa ni makao ya watu rejareja. Ati hapa panatakikana atikuwa ni mahali ya watu mabalozi, wale watu wakubwa. Lakini basi mimi nataka niwajuze waelewe ya kwamba hawaelewi maana ya Biblia kwa Zaburi 113. Nataka niwafundishe kiasi kidogo. Wale wanaolalamika kwamba nimefanya makao haya ati nimeshusha heshima ya Statehouse, mimi nataka niwaambie sijashusha heshima ya Statehouse, nimeinua heshima ya Wakenya.
Ati hao watu wengine kina Uhuru Kenyatta, they are only allowing ambassadors, ministers, of which it is true. It is true. But my biggest question is, will all this, change the cost of living? Will it put pocket kwa mfuko ya watu? Because when you call people, because these people who are called there, these are people who are paid. Here I tell you for free. Ana watu wenye wametafutwa, wakalipwa, wakaitwa. No. Remember, even in Kilimani, there was a time Ruto went there to actually unveil the affordable housing, and we saw there were women who were being shouted at by Kenyans. Wakiitwa, wasaliti, you guys have gone there to take money, yet your kids are being abducted and being murdered. You see now the twist now. So this shows that even the people were there. You can see they were all wearing capes. They were just there because they were paid to be there. Kweli. Because going to Statehouse, how will that impact your life? You have to be paid. So Ruto is just doing campaign. Campaign mode. And how does he do it? He's changing the narrative. Instead of him going to ground kuongea na wananchi, acha waite State House. So that ambiage watu sa campaign kwamba, you see, if you re-elect me, I'm the only president who relates with the poor. I'm the only president who can make you access the house in the hill. You see now? So it is a propaganda to me, and it is just campaign mode, nothing more. Because I ask you a question. You see, in that event, it's talking about how SHA is working, how people access health, whatever. And we've been hearing corruption, SHA, billions getting lost. And you all know that.
We cannot continue using a system that is clearly a proceed of crime. It appears that the only people for whom SHA is working are the ones who are getting these commissions, the 2.5% from my monthly contribution. You have told us that they have to be paid on a daily basis. And yet the facilities themselves do not get similar treatment when they ask for reimbursement for their claims, Madam Ogutu. So can we with finality say something? Can we take drastic action? Because some of us do not mind being a bit rash if we are going to do something that is in the best interest of the country. Can we agree before this committee that we want to terminate that contract, and what are going to be the consequences? Because we can't continue to allow people to enjoy proceeds of crime. Let's just declare this SHA and SHIF a criminal enterprise, and we'll close it today.
To every report that comes before you, where I pay attention to what Ruto said. So already I have concluded that there was no effectiveness or lawfulness in the use of public resources under this matter.
And in fact, even seen ghost hospitals zimeformiwa just to divert public fund kwa hospitali. And we saw there's an hospital ijajengwa, but it was receiving 100 million. And now these are the things that we know, but they are the ones that we don't know.
We are in shock that pesa ya SHA inatumwa kwa mahospitali that do not exist. Yet mahospitali ya kanisa, mission hospitals ya PCA, ya Catholic churches are not receiving money. Money is being sent to non-existent hospitals. Sasa waziri anaitwa Duale anasema we shall shut down all those hospitals. How do you shut down hospitals that do not exist? Najua pia ni mzuri tuheshimu watu wa Kenya. It is important tuheshimu watu wa Kenya. Tuko na shida kabisa katika nchi yetu ya mambo ya ufisadi. Hakuna kitu inaendelea Kenya, ni wizi tu. Kila kitu ni wizi. So when I was in the United States, nikaona rais wetu ameongea na ukali sana mambo ya ufisadi na mambo ya hongo, na kusema wabunge wote,
and I think ziko deeper, and it is alleged that SHA billions zimepotea SHA, mama, and hiyo ni ukweli. So when you convene a meeting and tell the public that SHA is working, oh this leader, amelipia watu fulani, oh blah blah blah, yet we know that when you go to the hospital you want to get treated, utaambiwa your SHA is not working. You see now, that's how it is. So this shows that he's just forcing issues. He's trying to, impose himself on Kenyans who have actually rejected him. Of course, okay, my problem is, people are talking about Wantam, yeah? But you see, even the other side, there is no candidate yet. You see, the long they take, the more Ruto will also defeat them. So I'll pay the chunge. because the president, he has the machine that has power. So Spurichunga, Rais atawashinda. So they have to actually come up with a candidate that of course can be countering Ruto mapema. Because one of the things that made Raila Odinga lose last elections is because Raila Odinga took a lot of time to unveil ama could declare kwamba is going to actually contest against Ruto. He actually announced it some 2 to 3 months to elections. And of course, I believe that somehow ilimfanya akwa that prepared to actually counter William Ruto. Anyway, that's a story for another day. But the thing is that William Ruto is now campaigning full mode. Now he knows that Wakenya wamemkataa, lakini anaiforce. No, he's really forcing it. You can see it. Because I tell you what, just remember, last week, he had to actually bribe Mount Kenya MCAs just to go to Statehouse. Na walikataa wakaenda kwa Gachagua. And you see, we even had the issue of teachers going to Statehouse. And I think there were 10,000 teachers who went to Statehouse, and each of them was given 10,000. This amounts to 100 million. Imagine a government spending 100 million in a 3-hour meeting. It shows the president is desperate, and he really needs to buy Kenyans. And the only way he can actually win re-election is by buying Kenyans. That's what he feels. Because you can't just spend 100 million out of nowhere. That's a lot of money, a big figure. And that's what's happening. Even today, the meeting you're seeing there, the money has been spent there. You see now. And people have even been given uniform. And of course, these are people who have been ferried. That's all. Hao ndio wamechukuliwa tu mtaani, wakapewa makofia, wakaambiwa you guys, you go to Statehouse, mtapewa chakula, mpewe masoda, mkule. I just remember we even had the Gen Z, Statehouse meeting whereby Gen Zs were actually promised to be given, piki mavitu. But it turned out that it was lies because some of them complained. So I don't know whether some of them walipata, but I saw some of them complaining, saying that walikula chapati na nyama na soda, wakaambiwa waende kwa gate. Walipofika pale, GSU were called, then the GSU waliwafukuza, wakaambiwa endeni nyumbani, mutapata pikipiki kwa nyumba. You see, so that's the state of the nation at the moment. So the president is just, he's just trying to buy Kenyans because that's open bribery. Yeah, that is open bribery. You see now, yeah, and you can only bribe people when you feel you are not comfortable, when you feel you have lost elections, when you feel you are headed to, losing. That's the only way you can actually bribe Kenyans. But if you have confidence kwamba Kenyans still love you, you can't even bribe anyone because unapendwa. Why should you bribe someone and you're being loved? So that's what's happening. That's what happened today in Statehouse. So the Shah meeting in Statehouse was just a campaign mode to me. So you tell me your opinion. Do you really believe that Shah meeting, was it a campaign? Or was it just a normal meeting? But come on, a normal meeting. Why the president, talking about being the only president who allows Kenyans, normal Kenyans, ordinary Kenyans to actually access Statehouse? See, it means that he called the ordinary Kenyans there as a way of trying to tell the public that yendo anaelewa maaslas. But going to Statehouse does not change the lives of other Kenyans who are not going to Statehouse. If you give people there 10K, the whole country, you're only given the people who went there. And Kenya, it got about 50 million, over 50 million. So when you give 10K people 10K, you've not solved any problem. Anyway, tell me your opinion and of course subscribe. Thank you. If you love politics, then Dr. Politica is your cup of tea. The place for minds that think. If you are watching this from anywhere else, search the name, hit subscribe, and stay sharp with us. Thank you for making Dr. Politica your home for fearless political truth. Every view, every like, every share fuels the fire behind the hours of research, filming, and editing we pour into each episode. By showing up consistently, you don't just support a channel, you empower a voice. In a world ruled by headlines, spin, and power games, you remind us that real people still care about real facts. We are here to inform, inspire, and ignite critical thinking, not just for today, but for generations to come. You are not just a viewer, you are the reason this platform exists.